I feel enthused. And I will always tell you that I thank God for it. Because so many near-death situations. But God made me to go through all of them. So just thank God that in His mercy, He has decided to give me this opportunity to reach the age of 80 and even surpass it by the special grace of God. Yeah. And I want to pray for you too. You also reach the age of 80 plus in Jesus' name, in good health.
My names are Samuel Adini Okwe. I was born almost 80 years ago, precisely on the 11th of May 1943, at a town called Odoshedu Alaru. I was born by my parents, my father being Chief Solomon Ayodele Okwe, who happened to be was a nurse, retired as Chief Nursing Officer in Ogun State, Nigeria. And before his demise, he was the chief in camp Shedu Alaro as the Olorutum of Okotumba in Ogun State. Then another was Mrs. Sabina in Okwe. She was from Irunwon, Idile Irunwon, the family of Ogundeko. And we were both married in 1940. I was not forthcoming in time. I didn't come until 1993. When I was born to this family. I have a very, very religious background. My grandfather, Michael Okwe, was also the Olorutum of Okutuba, as well as serving as a teacher and leader, and in fact he was in charge of the church, the local church there, for more than 25 years, serving without receiving a call. At that time,
it wasn't easy to come by priests as we have them now. I think we had only one priest having the whole of the local government, and in fact we did not maybe we will come just about one or twice a month, and Holy Communion at that time was not it's not as easy as we have it now. And in fact, any time it will be given, the doors of the church will be locked. The doors and windows. The children and those who are not compliant will be looking and wondering what was happening there at that time. I was fortunate because my father was a teacher. He was teaching in local school there at Christ Church, Odoshedu Alaro. And he was teaching, I think he obtained this Junior Cambridge certificate after his standard 6. And he happened to be teaching standard 3 at that time. And each time he was going to school, he would take me to school in the morning, get me on his table, get me sugar, biscuits, edibles, and I would begin to consume. Unknown to him and people around, whatever he was teaching the standard 3, I was as well as also assimilating. But one day, I think I was 4 years old then, and he asked a question after the teaching session. And the whole class decided to ask them the question on what he taught them. No one in the class could answer the question. And they were the set of my uncles. When he was about to ask the last one, I said, so what is wrong with all of you? What you have been taught all this while, none of you can even answer. Then I gave the answer. It was marveled. It went straight to the headmaster. Then late Mr. Bukoya was the headmaster at that time. And the man came to the class to ask me, and to my class, to the class. And he just asked me the question again, and I said it. He looked at my father and said, look, this boy will come to school tomorrow. He will start school tomorrow. That was how I started school. At a very, very young age. It was the practice at that time for you to put your head, to put your hand upon your head, to touch your hair, before you could start school. I was exempted from that. That was how I started school. 4 years plus. And by the grace of God, I led the class. From that time to the end of the course in the primary school. And indeed, that was the only one in my class after primary 6 that gave admission to a grammar school, which is Soy Grammar School, in 1957. And that was how I started school, the beginning of my career.
My grandfather, Michael,
was one of the people that converted into Christianity. He was one of those that received the first missionaries into the town. And it was in fact a shoemaker. In his shop, when the missionaries came, he was one of those that accepted the teaching, and he became the first Baba Egbe of the church at that time. And this was kept going because my grandfather took over the church for 25 years as the leader in church at that time. And the house, our family house, is regarded as the second vicarage in my town. We started to have catechists, and then we had the first priest. And indeed, the reverend was the manager of the school. That was the pattern at that time. The missionaries were in charge. And My grandfather, as the Olorotun, was a member of the Baile in Council. Baile in Council, and therefore, and also the secretary, town secretary. So each time he was going to the meeting, I was the one that was carrying the books and giving the books, and I would be in the corner listening to whatever they are saying, and that gives me the real picture of what rulership actually means. Committee meetings were usually held in our house, and I will be around most of the time. To the extent that many of the historical background in that town, I got to know them by that opportunity that I had. And because I was young, people never knew that I was assimilating most of the things. So that's why I know the historical background of so many that many people of my peers did not even know about. Even now, some elders don't know what I know. So this is the opportunity that I had. And there was no disturbance whatsoever between the role to be played in the coming from the ruling house and the church. Indeed, at that time, the baile of our town at that time, who is the grandfather of our present Oba, was a lay leader in the church and the Babaijo of the church. So he was managing goods perfectly well. In fact, there is no serious dichotomy between the functions of the church and the community as far as ruling is concerned. You know, to be a good leader, you must also be, to be a good leader in the community, you must also be a good leader in the church. So I don't see anything seriously amiss between both. Thank you very much. A good number of people thought that I started work in Nigeria Customs Service. I did not. I told you earlier on that it is God that guides me in my endeavors. I should have been in customs as soon as I left school, so grammar school. Somehow, my uncle's friend, who sent me to the administrative secretary at that time, we lived in the same house anyway, and that secretary happened to be from the same town with him. So by the time I got there, at that time, 1963, somehow, I just went to the man's office. I was ushered in, and I saw a good number of people talking. They were just talking to the man, and I was tired because of the prayer coming all the way, and the stair was about the house was about 3 or 4 story building. As soon as I just got to his room, I was tired, and I saw a chair immediately I entered into the room, and people were still talking with him. So I sat down on that chair. The man looked up. The man that was supposed to be busy with the people chatting, he looked up and said, "Yes, who are you?" I was just explaining to him I was sent by so to say. He said, you want work and you just come in and sit. Walk out. And that was how I walked out, and I came to tell the man. This was my experience. Not knowing that I will eventually come to work in customs. At a stage that I was posted, and I was the Minister of Works, and customs wanted to have its own building construction unit. And I was working in building construction unit at that time, in charge of accounts. So we had a relationship with customs officers, particularly the work superintendent of customs. They wanted to build the houses at Abbey Road, and the building construction unit was in Abbey Road as well. And incidentally, I was the one that was in charge of the accounts, and the construction unit built the customs houses in the road. Later on, when I got to customs, I was posted to that same customs office that we built earlier on. I actually started work on 13th May 1963 in the Ministry of Works. At that time, I was preparing to go to England. That was the usual practice at that time. We wait until September before we travel. And I said, look, I cannot be waiting until that time. And my uncle took me to the labor office, and I was given a card to Minister of Works. And that was how I was posted to Minister of Works. So I served in Minister of Works. From Minister of Works, I was transferred, because it's a pool. I was in fact from the Treasury. And in the Treasury, the Accountant General is in charge. He would transfer his officers from ministry to ministry. From Ministry of Works, I was posted to Ministry of Defense. From Ministry of Defense, I was posted to the Nigeria Police Force, Nigeria Police Force. From Nigeria Police Force, I was posted to Head of Service to be in charge of pensions. And from there, I was posted to Nigeria Customs. At that time, I become Chief Accountant. I just say all this because it looks like maybe it is the school start that I started with that maybe to be Chief Accountant. Okay. At that time, you don't have universities the type you have now all over the place. I took tuition from Metropolitan College, St. Albans, England. And that fetched me ACIS, that is Charterist of Secretaries and Administrators, which I did between 1963 and 1968. In fact, I finished that in 1968 June. Also did management accountancy University of Lagos, and Administrative Staff College of Nigeria in Topo, Badagry. That was how I started to grow by leaps and bounds. And God helped me to be who I am today. My wife now and myself, we were in the same primary school. I never knew her. So until I went to secondary school, to grammar school, in 1957. And incidentally, when I didn't know her until I was in class 5 in the grammar school. I was then a prefect in the school. And our first cousin was also in the school. But I took him as I so loved him, you know. I loved him. I mean, the cousin. He was always in my room. I was always sending him errands. I never knew that he was close to somebody else that I know. So, but just as I told you, I have always been guided by God. One afternoon, on the fateful day, we were in the class, and I think it was Shakespeare. We were reading Shakespeare, one of the Shakespeare series. I don't really remember that book now. I came across the word Christi, written that way. I would have said, I thought that Christi is Christy, but it was written Christie. So I thought it's something that I must have to share with the class. So when we were in the evening prayer, I now wrote it on the board. I was asking my mates, my classmates, who can call this right? So we'll call it Christi, and so on and so forth. Then I said it should be Christy, short form of Christiana. I was telling them, without any premonition or anything. So, about a week after, she came to school. And I saw her coming on the veranda. Then I was the one she met first in the school. I said, I've met this lady before in Lagos, because the elder brother, and my uncle were in the same house at Lagos Street. My uncle was living 97 Lagos Street, and the brother was living 99 Lagos Street. So, and I asked, what is your mission here? He said she came for a cousin of hers who is just coming into the school. I said, what's the name? He said, Odu. I said, that's my boy now. Then I called him here. I called him around. So by the time he came, and the still pleasant praise and rest of it, I just went away and forgot about her. About 2 weeks or so after, the boy came and told me that our sister said to greet me. I said, oh, he mentioned. It was then it dawned on me. I didn't only ask for the name of this girl. I didn't. So I asked, what's the name? She mentioned the name. Says Christiana. Christy. That's the short form of Christiana. I said, okay, and I went away. Then I now said, okay, later. And suddenly, I think she sent me a photograph. I looked at it. I couldn't sleep again. Something in me was drawing me close to her. You know. Then I now called her. I called him and told him, look, you have to go to your sister and deliver this letter to her. So I wrote the letter and gave her my school bicycle. As a prefect, I was entitled to the school bicycle that I used to supervise, because we had about 3 hostels outside. So that was how I sent a message to her. And as women, you know, she did not even reply me. So until I had to pressurize her through that boy, that she must reply that letter. If you don't get that letter, the reply, don't come back to school. Eventually, she sent one of her school mates who was living in Aton, to tell me that she saw my letter and that she will be home on Saturday of that week. So I just asked my friend, who happened to be my best man during marriage. We went together to our place and we talked it over. And we did not have anything like consummation or anything at all. 5 years, it was more than 5 years before we got married. For about 5 years, yeah, that we married in the church. You know, it's not like the type of relationship you have you now have. You know, that is just the moment you just talk, be my friend, be your friend, then what follows is the other one. No, nothing like that. Nothing like that. I said earlier on, I was being guided by God. He is the one that led me through, and he did not make any mistake. He was leading me all the way, and I won't say I have any type of regrets in any way. Suppose that I come to the world again, I will still do exactly what I have done if I have the opportunity. I'm a church man, and that gave me a lot of opportunity.